Since the day you met, your dog has been sizing you up, not to be mean, but to survive. Right now, there are ancient rules your dog expects you to follow. You have likely been breaking every one of them daily without even realizing it. Today, you and I will uncover why your dog's random actions are actually calculated. You will never look at your companion the same way again. Wait for the final rule, because where your dog sleeps tonight reveals the cold truth about how they actually feel about your presence. Welcome to K9 Mind. If you are new, hit subscribe right now. This is the biological reality we explore here. Let us start with the one truth that shocks every pet owner. Rule number 1. You hug your dog. Your friends and kids hug your dog. Your dog stands there, tail wagging, and you assume they love the affection. They tolerate it out of loyalty. But here is the secret most owners miss. Dogs never hug each other. Not once in the history of their entire species. Wrapping one body over another means only one thing in their language: dominance. When you wrap your arms around them and pull them close, their nervous system registers an animal trying to assert control over them. Science shows the facial expressions of hugged dogs are actually stress signals. Most show widened eyes and pulled back ears, the signature of canine anxiety. Tensed lips and averted heads are not signs of affection. This is suppressed conflict. Your dog is not enjoying that hug. They endure the discomfort because their bond with you is that strong. The proper way to show affection is built on a different logic. Get down on their level. Let them start the contact. Scratch behind their ears or the chest. That is their preferred contact. These are the zones they actually want touched. That is their language. We need to keep this in mind as we proceed together. Rule 6 at the end will completely reframe everything we just discussed. It reveals how dogs communicate deep trust. Do not skip it. Rule number 2. Your dog chewed the sofa, knocked over the trash, or ruined the rug. You walk in, see the damage, and call them over. They skulk toward you with lowered heads and those sad, guilty eyes. You yell and point at the mess to correct them. You want them to understand what they did was wrong, except they have zero idea what you are talking about. This is one of the harshest truths in dog behavior. Every time you did this, you were not teaching a lesson. You were just terrifying them without explanation. Here is the hack. A dog only has a 2-second window to connect actions to consequences. That is not a guess. That is their biological reality. This is how the canine brain processes cause and effect. They cannot bridge past actions with your current anger. In that moment, you are just unpredictable and terrifying. Their biology creates confusion instead of learning in these moments. Anything outside that tiny window, they simply cannot grasp. You and I must understand that anything happening minutes after a behavior is just a random biological glitch. They cannot trace it back. So when you return to a shredded pillow and see that famous guilty look, understand that what you are seeing is not guilt at all. Researchers at Barnard College ran experiments to decode this, and the results were absolute. That look is a mirror reflecting your own body language. It is a reaction to your tone, not a sense of wrongdoing. Your dog is processing your energy without any clue why you are upset. And the psychological damage goes far deeper than one moment. Dogs punished after the fact never learn to correct the actual behavior. They learn that your arrival is a frightening, unpredictable threat. That slowly erodes the foundation of your entire relationship. Redirection must happen in real time. Catch the behavior within 2 seconds, pivot it, and then reward the success. Reward the success instead. That is the only discipline their biological processor can compute. You and I must remember that. We still have 4 more rules to cover. The rule about eye contact is going to rewrite the way you see your dog, literally. This is the ultimate hack. Keep watching. 3. Picture yourself at the park. A stranger approaches with an outstretched hand, and your dog retreats into the shadows of your legs. They let out a low warning, and you whisper it is okay. You are essentially trying to override their hardware. You nudge them forward, or let the person keep coming. You are forcing a social connection they clearly fear. You meant well. Almost every owner makes this mistake. But inside your dog's mind, a very different biological script is running. Dogs exist on a vast spectrum of social comfort and tolerance. Some are natural extroverts, wired to greet every living thing they encounter. Others are deeply private and easily overwhelmed. Neither path is broken. They are just different survival strategies. When you force a dog past their biological threshold, when you push them into an interaction their body is rejecting, you trigger two damaging failures at the same time. First, you ignore the survival signals they were sending. That teaches them their communication has no actual value. Second, you trap them in a situation with no safe exit strategy. This spikes the probability that they will feel forced to escalate. A growl, a snap, or a lunge, all just to make the perceived threat stop. Data from the University of Pennsylvania revealed a disturbing trend. Dogs forced into unwanted contact developed significant neurological stress. They showed much higher rates of anxiety compared to dogs whose social boundaries were respected by their owners. The signs of discomfort are always flashing before us. Stiff bodies, tucked tails, and ears pinned back. Shifting weight away, yawning, or licking their lips are all codes for internal distress. These aren't random. This is your dog speaking the only primal language they have left to them. The rule is to advocate for their safety. You are the only guardian in their life who can. When your dog says no, your job is to honor that code, not override it. You and I must let their confidence grow at its own natural pace, not by forcing them into social traps they aren't wired for. Stick with me. Rule 4 is a hidden glitch most owners trigger daily. They never realize how it shatters their dog's hardwired sense of safety. Rule 4. Keeping the dog off the furniture, mostly. Until you're sad and need comfort, no begging allowed at the table. Unless it is a holiday and you cave in with scraps. No jumping allowed, unless you have been gone all day and it feels cute to you. This feels like simple flexibility. But your dog sees total chaos. To them, the world loses all logic. Dogs do not process morality the way we do. They do not understand rules that change based on mood or occasion. They only understand the pattern. Consistency is not just a preference, it is how they map out their entire world. Predicting what comes next is the foundation of their biological security. When the rules shift, punished one minute, praised the next, the hack starts to break down. Your dog descends into a state of constant anxiety. They are not acting stubborn when they fail to follow commands. They cannot find the rhythm because the pattern never stays still. Every moment becomes a dangerous guessing game. Uncertainty is absolute poison for an animal that survives by knowing what comes next. Science shows that variable reinforcement creates a massive glitch in their brain. One moment brings a treat, the next brings a harsh correction. It produces a confused animal that keeps testing the boundaries. Not less. The chaos forces them to keep experimenting. The evolutionary solution is demanding. Set the biological boundaries. Ensure everyone follows the code perfectly, even when it feels highly inconvenient for the humans. That is not simple rigidity. It is the only way their biological world stays sane. 2 more evolutionary secrets remain. Stick with me. The final rule about sleeping space reveals how every hack connects together. First, Rule 5 reveals the deepest misunderstanding in our shared biological history. 5. Stare at your dog. Lock eyes. Do not break the connection. Did they look away? Most owners never truly understand why this happens. We assume they are just bored or perhaps showing submission. In reality, your dog is sending an ancient signal to you, one they have used since the beginning. In their genetic code, a long stare is not about love. It is a confrontation when two strange dogs meet each other, and one locks an unblinking gaze. Every dog watching nearby reads that as a lethal threat signal, a primal challenge that must be resolved or avoided. This is not a quirk. This is primal survival instinct. Your dog has mapped this ancient survival code onto you. When you hold that hard stare, no matter how loving you feel, deep inside, your dog's nervous system registers that look as a direct challenge from a rival predator. The signal is identical. The biological response is exactly the same. Research in applied animal behavior science found that dogs forced into a hard, direct stare by humans experience a massive spike in their primary stress hormones. It is a stark contrast to those met with a casual, averted gaze and loose posture. But we must look closer. There is a vital distinction in the biology. A soft, unfocused gaze is nature's way of signaling total peace and deep connection. Experts at Azabu University in Japan found that when a dog and owner lock eyes gently, they both flood with oxytocin, the exact chemical hack that bonds a parent to a child. The triggers are simple. It must be soft, relaxed, and mutual. The second that look turns fixed and unblinking, the message flips into a threat. Follow the code. When you look at your dog, keep your eyes soft and your body relaxed. Give a slow blink. Look away first. In their language, looking away is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate hack for saying, "I am not a threat." Now we have arrived at the revelation this entire journey has led toward. 6. You have been watching closely. You are finally learning the hidden rules your dog expects you to respect. You see it now. Your dog is broadcasting signals to you all day long. Messages you used to walk right past without a second thought. But here is the secret truth no one ever mentions. Every signal, every tiny choice your dog makes from dawn until dusk, collapses into one single moment, the exact spot where your dog chooses to find their rest. This is the most raw, honest act of trust a canine can perform. In sleep, the performance ends. There is no mask, no managing of raw animal instinct. Their location when the guard is down reveals the absolute truth of your bond. A dog who molds themselves against your legs or drapes across your feet, tucked into your side, is making a silent declaration. They are surrendering their absolute physical vulnerability in their deepest state of rest, right next to you. That is not casual. That is the pinnacle of trust any animal can extend to another living soul. In pack dynamics, sleep position defines both rank and love. Choosing skin-to-skin contact means you are their anchor, their ultimate safe harbor. A dog in the same room who stays on their own bed, in the corner, or by the door, still trusts you but keeps a buffer. We see this in the highly intelligent, independent breeds, or simply those who overheat and need physical space to find true rest. It is also a sign of a relationship still building its final layers of confidence. This does not mean things are broken. It simply means the trust is firm yet still growing. But a dog who chooses a different room entirely, night after night, sequestered behind a closed door, hidden deep under a bed, is answering a primal instinct to find a private sanctuary. When a dog chooses the far corner of a room, you and I must decode the signal. That gap is no accident. It is a biological calculation rooted in the very laws of survival. It is not a lack of devotion, but a reaction to the invisible protocols governing your home. A glitch in your daily rhythm has signaled to their ancient instincts that a safeguard is necessary. They are creating a tactical buffer to shield themselves from the friction of your shared world. But here is the secret you and I can use. Every sunrise offers a chance to rewrite the code. Every soft blink and respected boundary serves as a fresh input for their internal ledger. Every time you return through the door, you are depositing trust into an ancient biological bank. As the ledger balances, the physical space between your two species begins to vanish. They drift inward. Eventually, you will wake to find that the ancient predator is now your guardian. Sleeping by your side, the hack is complete. Total trust achieved. Now the mechanics are in your hands. Which hidden laws have you been violating? If this insight shifted your perspective, take note. Pass this knowledge to another who loves their companion but fails to decode their silent language. You and I can help them hear what their dog is saying.